The only time that I've been overconfident was before I took my first trade.
Hey, it's Walter here, and you're at the Think Profit podcast, where we're going to help you develop a rock-solid trading confidence and avoid the potentially endless cycle of system switching. Right, Hugh?
That's right. We're going to help you develop a wealth mindset, develop a trading strategy that fits your core personality, and help you overcome the obstacles that stop over 90% of traders.
All right, Hugh, sounds good. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do this.
Hey, Walter, how often do you see the overconfidence bias in trading, and how do you get over that?
For me, when I look at this, the traders that have confidence are the ones that have a lot of experience with their strategy. So they may be trading for a long time, and that it gets tempting. So two things: people who have a lot of experience in their system, a lot of time trading, testing, and they really want to ramp it up. Or the other side of it is when you have people who are like on a win streak, right? And so then they want to ramp it up. They want to bump up they've had a really good month, and they decide, you know what? I'm only making on these trades, I'm only making 4.5% with 2% risk. I should really ramp it up and go 5%. Look how much more I would have made, Like, to me, that's where it usually creeps up, because it's so rare. Like, it's so rare to be overconfident. Most traders are typically, that's the big issue, is confidence. And that can be sorted out by, doing your homework, making sure that your strategies work for you, getting your data, looking at that, applying that to your analytical mind and saying, look, I have all these data that say this works. And then getting all this experience and all these feelings of winning, even if it isn't just Forex Tester Simulator or something like that. The other thing is, if you trade a lower win rate strategy, you never have confidence, because you just know the next trade is going to be a loser. The people that I can think of that are like high win rate, very experienced sort of scalpers, and they by nature get sucked into, really high risk, because can you blame them? If you have an 86% win rate, why wouldn't you just ramp it up? So I had, like, my first trading mentor, he was like that. He was hardcore 3-minute chart, just boom, 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 boom. He would trade the New York Open. He would trade in like, an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? So he'd get up really early California time to trade the New York Open, and he'd be like, oh, there it is. There's my wife's car, or I remember one time I was sitting with him, he goes, okay, I just paid for a new kitchen, like, he's just like that. Like, he's just like super confident. Just, I know. But then also he would beat himself up. He'd go, oh, I sold the pound at the high of the day, I sold the pound at the high of the day, and I only made 15 pips. Look, I would be up 75, 85 pips right now if I held on to that trade. I'm like, but dude, that's not your system. You're a scalper. So you can't beat yourself up with that, But yeah, he was one of the most confident traders I remember trading with. Yeah. What about you? What do you think? Have you ever been at a point where you feel super duper confident with your trading? Because I have a hard time getting there, to be honest. Like, I feel like I'm at the point where I want to let the numbers play out, but not necessarily that, like, I'm like, yes, I'm a hero, I'm going to win this one. Like, I just never know. I always just assume it's going to be a loser, calculated as such. But I do feel like, I guess, like the casino, like, I don't know if this player is going to take a lot of money from me, but I do feel like overall I'm going to win. I guess I kind of feel like the casino. So kind of like the casino's worried about someone tricking them or, stealing some money from them or something. I kind of feel like that, I guess, more than like a super confident. I don't know. It's just, maybe that's just my nature. Yeah, no, I mean, I think to be a long-term trader, I think you do have to have like awareness that something could go wrong, like, all of a sudden. So you have to be vigilant about, like, keeping up with your journaling and looking at your trades and making sure that you're doing the right things, right? So I think, that is really hard. And the only time that I've been overconfident was before I took my first trade. It's like, oh, this looks easy, let's do this, right? And I think that's a group of people that I've seen before, like, really intelligent, really educated, and they think that trading is like something that they'll pick up in a weekend or whatever. And that's even if they're along in the process a little bit, I think they can still be really overconfident. That's like one of the few groups that I've seen. But otherwise, I agree with you. I think it's really hard to be just confident in your trading, right? Yeah, it is. I mean, I really do. When I put the entry orders in, I really do think, well, this is a loser. Like, I just calculate it as such. I assume it. And then once I put the order in, then I just really hope, like, I'll give you an example. So yesterday I had a breakout trade on the yen, and there's 3 profit targets, and it could be a buy or a sell, right? In the morning, which is the Asian open, right? And so I saw during the day, like late in the afternoon, around before dinner, I saw that it was going to be a winner. Well, I saw that it hit target 1 and target 2, but I didn't know if it was going to hit target 3, right? And so I did kind of have that in the back of my mind, because they're kind of rare to hit all 3 targets. You mostly just hit 1 or 2. Like if you can hit mostly 1 and 2 target, you're fine. It's a profitable strategy. But I was just thinking, like during the day, I was thinking, yes, because it had been like a week since I had another winner like that. So like the winners make 100 pips, and then if all of them lose, you lose 75 pips. So that's basically the strategy, right? Based on the targets. So you just need to have more of them kind of hit that second target, if it does break out. So yeah, I was pretty, like, I was kind of high-fiving myself yesterday when I was walking around, because I knew that I had hit the first 2 targets,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just little things like that, because you'll find a lot of traders out there who are super experienced, who are really confident. And I feel like there's a danger that, there's a line that you can cross, because that it just comes down to risk. Your psychology is so pumped up that you just feel like you can really push the risk, pedal to the metal with the risk. And I feel like that's something that people should be guarded against. But that's just me,
Yeah.
I feel like you're better off, like the end result of that being a little bit, worried and a little less confident. The behaviors that come out of that, I think, are more profitable than the behaviors that come out of someone who's like, I'm the best, sort of thing, Yeah.
Totally. All right, cool. Thanks, Walter.
Thank you.
All information in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not trading or investment advice.